What's up, YouTube? It's currently a quarantine Thursday. Beautiful day out. Going on a nice drive, getting some fresh air. I just got done shooting episode 2 of Interesting People. I had a very special guest on today, Luca Grippi, aka LG the Pizza Boy. One of my boys for life, man. One of my best friends. We had a good time. We had some technical difficulties during the beginning, so we weren't able to record the intro, so this is going to take place. This is going to take place of the intro. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Pour champagne in my glass, women drinking rosé, time be moving fast. Where that shit go, no say. Party on a bend, these last few nights I just can't think straight. All these girls are 10s, you wish you had them, ask your Gina. Your parents right now wouldn't be proud, but they ain't watching now. Goodbye, so
The song you came out with Mario, I mean, I feel like that was a brand new sound that you haven't really used before. Like, is that what the new album is going to sound like?
Yeah, so I discovered that sound the night or the morning after me and the guy that you just interviewed, Alex Pearson, were working on a song together called Dear Vanessa, which we do want to eventually release. That is
Great song.
It is a banger and it is a masterpiece, but due to poor studio time and producer, we decided to produce
We're actually
it.
going to get back to that story because I kind of want to talk about that. But we'll do that in a little bit.
All right. I'll touch on that later. But that the night after the morning after that, I was pissed off, and I said, "Screw it! I'm just gonna sit in front of my studio, which I'm sitting in front of now. It's a little bit newer, different location of my house, but said, screw it! I'm just gonna come up with just a random thing. Not much thought put into it, just kind of almost freestyled. And I'm going to throw autotune on it because why not? Maybe I should get better at using autotune. And 8 hours later, Mario was made. And I listened to it about 1,000 times that day and was like, this is different. This is a new sound. The lyrics were cool. The hook was catchy. I was like, maybe this is the new me. And, through this album that I'm making, I wanted to still have that rapping aspect of just no auto-tune, just clean rapping still. But maybe in hooks have, the auto-tune sound. Or, it kind of switches up depending on the mood of the song. Like I know the first or second song on this album is going to start off with, auto-tune. And the first verse is going to be auto-tune, but then the second verse is just going to be more in-depth, deep, lyrical, like rapping. So it's going to be a switch between both.
That's good. You're finding more sounds, more stuff to really mess with, and just more options to make songs that sound different,
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to the very beginning, your humble beginnings. What made you want to follow this dream, to become a rapper?
So take it back. This summer will be 3 years that I've been, pretty consistently working on this. 3 years ago, I went on a little beach trip with my buddies from my hometown. And my one friend, Nick Cintron, I'll shout him out here. He's a pretty good freestyler. Like he, once he gets a couple drinks in him, he just starts spitting stuff on the top of his head. And, I was like, we were on the drunk bus down in Ocean City, Maryland. And I was just sitting there and he just turned on a beat on the bus and started freestyling. I was like, that is dope. I was like, I really want to do that. And we got home or back to the condo that night, and I was like, yo, fuck it, we're drunk. Sorry, am I allowed to curse on this?
Hell yeah.
All right. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna start writing lyrics down. Let's throw on a beat. There was that 10 Toes challenge beat with the high-pitched voice.
That's what everyone was doing at the time.
Yeah, everyone was doing that at the time. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna write to this, you write to this, and we'll come up with something tonight. Now, tequila, whiskey, beer all kind of entered our system more and more as we started writing, and it started getting a little bit mumbly, and then we started just doing some dumb shit down at the beach at like 3 a.m. But that's a story for another time. But then we, when I got home, I was like, like I've written lyrics before, but never like actually tried. Like every time I did it, I sat down and was like, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit. But I was like, this time I was like, maybe let's focus a little bit more on it. And I came with a 3-verse like song to this. I didn't have a hook on it. I didn't really know how to write hooks back then, but I went back to my buddy's house, and there was about 10 of us. We were sitting in the kitchen, and my buddy Nick was like, let's freestyle. And I was like, well, actually I wrote a full song minus the hooks to that 10 toes. And he was like, that's sick. He's like, I have a verse to that too. He's like, we should do it. So I was like, you first. I'm kind of nervous. Like, I was always really shy when it came to that type of stuff. And, he started doing it. And in my head the whole time I was like, it's not too bad. It's all our friends here sitting here. So it's my turn. And I did it all the way through. And everyone was just like, wait. Like, that was really good. It was like memorized and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, like I prepared for that. Like I'm in my room like days prior to that. I'm like, well, if I ever have to do this in front of people, like better make it good.
Wait, did they think it was a freestyle, or did they know it was
real? No. They knew I wrote it, but like they thought I was gonna have like my phone out or something like that. But I had it memorized. I was addicted to almost like rapping that. It was the only thing I ever wrote. So I was kind of just like addicted to just rapping that. I put it on in the car all the time. I was just rapping to it. But I did that, and they were all like, wow, that's really good. You should like keep doing this. And I got a notebook and just started writing stuff down, and then song after song came out. Then I came out with 4 songs, but back then I thought they were amazing. Now I listen to them, I'm like, what the hell was I doing? But I guess that's all part of the process. And I like, it's kind of crazy where it's taken me, and live performances that I've done and all that stuff ever since. So it's been a hell of a ride.
So what gave you the confidence to show the world like, hey, I'm gonna release these songs and they're pretty good?
Kind of has to do with the people around me. I mean, whoever I show, I don't just come up with the song and say, yeah, I'm just gonna throw that on SoundCloud or all the platforms and just see what happens. I mean, I have a little process where I show certain people the song and they give me thumbs up, thumbs down, places it needs work and stuff like that. So, I mean, the confidence kind of comes from the people around me kind of telling me like if it's good or not. I mean, every time I release a song, when I get people reposting it or putting it on their Instagram stories, Snapchat stories, kind of giving me some love about it, it just keeps making me want to do it more and more. I mean, and like the confidence to get in front of people and do it, that's just, experience of doing it. It's kind of became my favorite thing to do, writing, rapping, performing, all this stuff. So the confidence just came with the experience and the people around me kind of cheering me on for it. So I thank all them for that.
Now, I know you're getting a certain level of success and you're blowing up a little bit, but I know like you're not as big as you quite want to be yet. How have you stayed patient, and how have you stayed on the path that is going to lead you where you ultimately want to
go? Work. I mean, you gotta, I don't like this quarantining, but it's given me a lot of time to sit down and really work. If I didn't have this quarantine, I wouldn't have really as much time to work on this. This not being my full-time job, you got to do other stuff to make money to feed this. But I mean, just work. I mean, yeah, the shop. But yeah, it's work, and figuring out strategies to get it out. So I mean, like I said, the album, kind of word of advice to other artists out there who are just like up and coming and don't really have too much, notice right now. Don't release a full album. Like that's kind of just, you're going to be hiding great songs that you made within a project. Like because as an up and coming artist, you know, you're not gonna get people listening to the whole thing unless it's like your true following. You know, you want to like what I'm doing is take 14 songs. You know, when you release just that one album, you're relevant for like a couple of weeks, maybe 2 at most. I mean, you'll stay with your big following or like the people that follow you will listen to that for, you know, as long as it's catchy to them. But like, if you released 14 songs within a 14-week span, you're relative all those weeks.
Right.
And you can, you know, keep promoting through that. Also taking, like when you're doing like Instagram promotions or stuff like that, instead of just loading a bunch of, what was it called? Like things that people relate or follow, you know, like when you're getting your target audience, trying to get like the number of people in front of the post.
Like engaging fans?
Yeah, engaging fans. Like instead of putting, you know, all the things they're interested in, like on the one post, spread that out between like 5 posts. So then instead of having like 5,000 people viewing this one post with all these different things on it that have interest for them, do it between 5. So now you have 25,000 people.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, as an up and coming artist, you know, you try and find these little strategies to blow up, as people would say. But yeah, it's a lot of patience. You know, when you are performing in front of like 10 people, it's kind of weird, but like you need to perform in front of 10 people to perform in front of 10,000 people. You know, you got to gain your stripes.
You gotta start somewhere. So the studios are closed right now, right? You're just working on your own home studio.
Yeah, I honestly just ditched other studios. I kind of want to like just do this on my own. I mean, I've been getting a lot better at producing and learning stuff on the way. I'm at my studio right now. I'll show you guys that. So you got all this stuff here, all your essentials, interface, monitors, laptop, keyboard, and mic, all that stuff. So you can do it from home. It's not impossible.
So you're producing your own music, you're writing your own music, you're doing everything yourself.
Yes.
See, that's impressive. I feel like a lot of rappers don't do that. A lot of rappers need a beat sent to them, and they need to, that's what they need. They can't make their own beats, but you are.
Yeah. I mean, not to say, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't use other people's beats sometimes. I mean, it's, you know, you find a catchy beat and you're like, that's sweet. I want to use that. You know, I'll pay for a beat. But I mean, making the beat yourself, it's like, there's a cool creative process with that too. You know, I don't want to miss out on any of the little creative pieces to the song.
I mean, I want to talk about the night me, you, and Alex went to that studio session with that producer. I mean, first of all, I was excited. I've never done anything like that. I was just like, wow, this is going to be cool. Like, I'm going to see what this producer's doing. Like, he's probably going to be awesome. We get there and he sucked. And it was crazy because that was the night I realized you were truly talented in this shit, because you were way better at producing than he was. And he's out here making like $100 an hour at a professional studio. And you just blew him out of the water. And the next day you made a song that was way better than anything he was doing. So that's when I realized, like, hey, you're legit, you know?
Mm-hmm. What happened
there? Your camera's out. Sorry about that, guys. We had some technical difficulties, but we are back. And I'm just going to ask you a new question because I don't really remember where we were at. So I'm going to ask you, if you had to describe your rapping style to fans who haven't heard you yet, how would you describe it?
It's weird. It's when I rap, just slowly rap with no use of auto-tune, I would say it's like a Mac Miller type style. I don't really like to compare myself to people because, you know, I'm trying to be different and come up with my own thing. But, you know, Mac Miller pops up a lot. You know, and then when it comes to like mixing that with autotune, I don't know if you heard it, the song Days Before. It's a
Yep.
SoundCloud hit.
With Young Thug, Trippie Redd.
Yeah, and Mac Miller. I kind of have like Mac Miller's auto-tune sound in there too, I would say. I like, you know, P&B Rock and all that, those guys too. So I have inspirations from everywhere. Lyrically, I like to strive to be like J. Cole, but you know, he's the greatest. So it's pretty hard to.
Greatest, but he's up there.
Lyrically, he's up there, yeah. You know, to rap like that, to be lyrically like that, you know, it's gonna take a little bit more. I'm gonna have to practice a lot more, but and then flows like Kendrick and stuff like that. Like, you know, I don't. All these guys want to stay stuck to one sound. I don't. You know, I want to differentiate myself and say, you know what, I can make a bunch of different sounds and make them all sound cool. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you're that talented, why not?
Yeah.
Are you looking to get into like R&B at all, or are you sticking with rap?
Actually, the new project is has a lot of R&B roots to it. Actually, towards the end of this, I can show you something that I'm working on right now. It has a lot of R&B.
My interview, you're revealing it?
Yeah, why not?
Sounds good with me. Sorry about that again. We're experiencing some technical difficulties today. You know, the Wi-Fi box isn't up to speed. But we're back. Next question. I want to talk about your song Face the Lows. It's my personal favorite. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I'll throw it on. It makes me feel a little better. It talks about facing your lows, man, and coming back stronger. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you were going through at the time to inspire you to write such a powerful song?
Yeah. So about a year ago, a little over a year ago, I mean, like I said earlier, you know, I've been going through anxiety like my whole life, but never like to the point where it would kind of stop me from doing certain things. But about a year ago, I went on vacation and it was at Cancun, and I was what?
Great time, Cancun.
Fantastic time until, you know, the last day. So it was the last day, and you know, down there you don't really know what you're getting when it comes to like weed. So
you can't trust people down there.
Yeah, you don't know what's in the stuff, but you know, about 4 locos in, you're like, whatever, I just want it.
4 locos?
No, not all at once, but like throughout the day. You know, that's all they had. That's all they had though. Like it was just like 4 loco after 4 loco after 4 loco, and 4 loco hosted the parties. I mean, honestly, like if I were to warn any college students going down there, I'd just say be careful. Like that shit is like that's some heavy shit. But regardless, you know, a whole week of that, and you know, a little bit of dehydration and you know, smoking, you know, puts you in a little bit of a paranoid state. You know, I thought I was having a heart attack from all that caffeine and sugar and all that stuff. It was just making me jittery. I actually called my mom. I was on FaceTime with her the whole day because I just didn't know what to do. It was a tough day for me. I never really had a panic attack like that. I mean, at the time I didn't know it was a panic attack. I never really had a severe one like that. So, you know, the whole day thinking about like going through that, just the worst things going through my head, and then having to get on a plane the next day by myself, fly all the way back to PA. You know, there's a lot going through my mind, and actually like kind of messed me up for a little while. I mean, I, you know, dealt with it and kind of did it on my own for a little bit. And, you know, a month after that happened, I started writing Face the Lows, just kind of like talking. It was almost like a conversation to myself, you know, telling me that, you know, you're going to be okay. And, you know, whatever comes your way, just fight it. You know, it's the best warrior is you know, when it comes to that stuff. You know, I'd be lying if I said I didn't go to any kind of counseling or any kind of medication to help. But sometimes you need a little bit of extra help. But ultimately, at the end, it's gonna be you that defeats it. And that's kind of what the song says. You either lean on your family, friends, or unfortunately, some people don't have that. There is always help. But at the end of the day, it's you that's going to start that fight. It's a real thing. It's a tough thing that people go through. And, I know a lot of, guys and girls both go through this, but I know a lot of guys try to bottle that stuff up, and, it's not healthy. These guys have this like persona of being like tough and, not talking about their feelings, but that's why suicide rates are higher than men, because of that. So to all the guys out there that are going through it, don't be afraid to talk to your buddy or your parents about it, or anybody to get through it. And same for you girls. I mean, I know a lot of girls want to be strong and get through it too, but there's just times where you need that little extra boost, and that extra boost isn't going to start until you start it.
That was awesome. I hope a lot of people hear that. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people need to hear that. A lot of people are just running away or just not facing their problems, and that's not how you solve them. You gotta confront them straight up. And like you said in the song, you're gonna come out and you're gonna win.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Next question. I feel like I kind of asked you this already in the beginning. I just want to ask you, what are you currently working on, and what are we expecting from you in the future? I know you said you're working on an album, but I want to know like specific sounds that you're toying with right now.
So I really like how I said that auto-tuney sound, and I don't use auto-tune as an effect to make me sing better. I mean, I don't really like it when people fake that. But I use it more as an effect of kind of giving it that new sound. In this rap game right now, it's, if you want to be relevant, you gotta catch the ear of some people. And it's not saying I'm doing a sound that I hate. I'm just doing it for the people. I love this sound, and that's what's working right now too. So I want to mix that with some of the old school sounds of just traditional rapping, with good bars and stuff like that. I want to, but like also talk about things that matter. Not talking about money or anything like that. Just talking about Yeah, I mean, I'd be wrong if I said. I mean, there's songs that, like Mario, that do talk about women and stuff like that. I mean, I don't think Hannah would like that too much if any of the songs towards the end.
Hannah.
What? I don't think Hannah would like that too much, but at the end. But yeah, I mean, it kind of goes through kind of all the emotions I went through, and I wanted it to be as real as possible, and with no bullshit or anything like that. Just, this is me kind of thing. And it's going to be called, I don't know yet, but maybe
looking at any specific due dates, or
once I get kind of more finalized, I will I'll start looking towards the due date. I'll still be sending snippets out to the people to get them ready for it, little promos to get them ready for it. But no specific due date right now. Probably midsummer, I would say.
All right, so we're at the end of the interview. I want to hear I want to hear a little snippet.
All righty. Let me get this all set up here. So this one is called FaceTime, and to some people that heard it on my Instagram a few weeks ago.
I don't think I was one of those people. I'm not really sure.
You might listen to it and recognize it, but
Yeah, we just started from the beginning and kind of right in there. You're good?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, like it has some of those R&B sounds to it.
Alright, don't mind me, don't mind me. Facing screens.
Love.
We lay awake till 3 a.m. on your ass. Say you about to fall asleep, so when we wake up, call again.
I actually did hear that. Can you turn it up a little bit?
Facing screens.
Yeah. This is more R&B.
So yeah, that's a little snippet of it.
That's more of your R&B sound, I feel like.
It is. That's towards the end when it's not. I mean, not the end of the little album series, but
It's midway where things start to get a little bit better. You start to like find yourself, and a big part of the album's about not really thinking that you'll ever find someone because of the heartbreaks and stuff like that, but this is kind of talking about getting back into it.
I like it, man. All right, that's a wrap. I'm gonna be putting all your social medias, your music platforms, and I'm gonna be putting that all in the description. Hopefully, some people start clicking.
And this one's a little bit more serious
Luke, it
than
was
all
nice
the
talking
others.
to you, man. I hope I see you soon. It's been too long.
We all go through
I know.
struggles, but
See you soon, man.
See ya.
that's
Much
why
love.
we're here for each other.
Much love.
I love y'all, and I'm here for you. You gon' be okay, don't think about your ghost. We gon' be alright, yeah. There's no need to be afraid. Show your teeth, you come nowhere close. Just get the fuck up out of here. Just keep your gun on your waist. When it comes, no one ever knows. No one ever knows, but fuck that motherfucker. You a soldier and you brave. You gon' win when you face the lows. Yeah, the lows. Yeah, I say my vision in reply, you think it's fiction. They try and knock you in your mind like it's a prison. You just a pigeon, shoo you off, I ain't gon' feed you. An apparition with no life, you looking kinda see-through. Since the PS2, I knew my final fantasy. Dream of living like a king, say your majesty. And for my family, provide just like you did for me. No rain will ever touch you all again, I'll build a canopy. You keep my sanity. You ripped out all my demons and planted a brand new tree. It sprouted up, it's all my reasons. I'm looking up, I say God bless you like I'm always sneezing. You threw me down a heavy coat when I was always freezing. So fuck the bleeding, I'm gonna always have my first aid. Never trade, I got an army in my barricade. I elevate above the problems I face every day. When I see a hurricane, I brace myself and say, you gon' be okay, don't think about your ghost. We gon' be alright, yeah. There's no need to be afraid. Show your teeth, you come nowhere close. Just get the fuck up out of here. Just keep your gun on your waist. When it comes, no one ever knows. No one ever knows, but fuck that motherfucker. You a soldier and you brave. You gon' win when you face the lows. Yeah, the lows. I'm a sucker for the overthinking puddles, but I think I'm swimming. Knuckles red, I keep on swinging. Look ahead, I keep on spinning. I'm always grinning, but a frown behind my smile. I feel I drown, but I'm afloat. I drop down against the towel. On the ground, I'm thinking, wow. Where the fuck am I? Happy kid, good life, not the type to cry. I flood up in my eye, I wipe that shit and dry. I grab the pieces of myself, I grab the glue, apply. Then glue my wings and flap it fly. It's time to flee the nest. The birds they singing on the other side, I peep the quest. I beat up on my chest, then beat down on the monster. I pull my sword out, cut his head and then I conquer. No Harry Potter, you can't wave a wand and then it's gone. Be the pawn, make the first move then it's on. There's a war inside a fight, shine that light up in that night. Time to bite the fright and reach the height. I promise you gon' be alright. You gon' be okay, don't think about your ghost. We gon' be alright, yeah. There's no need to be afraid. Show your teeth, you come nowhere close. Just get the fuck up out of here. Just keep your gun on your waist. When it comes, no one ever knows. No one ever knows, but fuck that motherfucker. You a soldier and you brave. You gon' win when you face the lows. Yeah.